So my next guest today is Juan Arango from PARMI. Good to see you, Juan.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well, and it's great to see you again. And of course, there've been some new things happening at PARMI over the last few months, not least of which was the opening of your new office in Mexico.
Yep.
But looking at the equipment side, there's also been some changes there.
That's right.
So perhaps you can lead off by telling me some of the
Absolutely.
most recent ones.
For us, the strength of the laser technology has given us the ability to do things that others struggle, and being able to, for example, we call it a MP machine, multi-process. We can have one machine that can do SPI, AOI, and conformal coating. So that is actually taking,
Right.
People are embracing it because they do batch. We have some customers that don't put things in line.
I was going to say, but presumably that's going to be for people who are doing lab work or NPI or small
runs.
Small runs, yeah.
Yeah, they usually bring it in a magazine. They run it through one of the process and then take it to pick and place, and then they come back. So it's not in line, but it's something that they needed a solution. So and one machine instead of buying two or three.
Right. Yeah, well, that's a nice application. Yeah, you've also got another sort of niche application where you're inspecting after behind the Essemtec solder ball system.
That's right.
They've got an automatic system for reballing, which is pretty smart, and then you inspect.
We're able to inspect the balls because again, the laser technology is pretty good at taking care or not having issues with shiny surfaces.
Right.
So we're able to accurately measure and make sure that the reballing process was correct.
Right. Okay. Well,
we do well with glue as well. That's another project. So we're branching out outside of your typical SPI and AOI. And what PARMI's done is they've taken it even further. We have what we call a micro, which is for microelectronics. It's somewhere between SMT and semicon, let's say.
Yeah.
So much higher resolution. But then we also are in the semicon part of the business because we can inspect wire bonding as well as wafers. Right. So our product line is expanding, and we feel that with the chipset that the government is planning on investing in, we're positioned pretty well for a very healthy growth.
Well, there's definitely almost some convergence between SMT and back-end packaging at the moment. Quite a few of the bigger companies are bringing clean rooms into their factories and things like that.
You're right.
But I mean, going down to the inspection side there with the, where you're looking at the bonding of the balls and the wires. Are you able to inspect the shape of the wire?
Yes.
And then you're going to look at the actual ball bond itself.
That's right.
And look for things.
So everybody would struggle when it's a spaghetti, right?
Right.
But if it's clear the difference, then yes, we're able to do it. Yeah. So that's something that we always say: send it to us and let us try, because you never know, right?
You never know.
And we would rather be sure that we're providing a solution, not another headache.
Okay. So let's back up to what you said there a moment ago about the glue. What is the specific issue with measuring glue?
So the glue refracts light, and it also shrinks because when you put the deposit, it's like a Hershey kiss.
Okay.
And then if you wait a little bit, then it kind of
settles.
And because of the shape of the dome, it's a challenge. And we've been able to add software to be able to recognize the glue, the shape, and measure it. So it's and obviously if it's clear, that's a challenge. But if it has some sort of tint, no problem.
Right. Okay. And then, of course, going back down into the semiconductor side, you also mentioned you're doing wafer inspection now.
Yes.
So what typically are you looking for in wafers?
Because it's a lot of little boards or circuits within a wafer. Before they use that wafer for the next process, they need to make sure that everything is on it.
Right.
So that's a challenge because of the size of the things we're inspecting.
Right. Okay.
So that's why we kind of, packaging is more like semicon.
Yeah.
Micro is somewhere in between, and then SMT. And typically, in our world, SMT is fast and big.
Yeah.
Semicon is slow and very small.
Very small.
And then micro's right there in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got to get disciplined. You've got to get competent in all three areas, really.
That's right.
Yeah, good. Great. Well, it's great to see that the company's evolving and bringing out new technologies, and it's really good to see you finding niche applications, like the reballing inspection and these
Correct.
other things.
And that's some of the ways that we can get in, because as you know, some companies have a very strict AVL.
Yep.
So if you can solve the problem, then you may not be on the AVL, but you could end up being on it. So it's a good position right now for us, because as you know, we're expanding in Mexico. We've hired several people. The plan is to hire more, because in our industry, a good engineer takes at a minimum 6 months.
Yes.
So we got to play with our forecast to make sure that we have the right people when we need it.
When you need it, absolutely. And the big thing is, of course, especially down in Mexico, the process support is absolutely essential as well.
Absolutely. And training and that's the main reason we opened the Guadalajara office. We wanted machines there so our customers can use it as a playground.
Right.
Bring projects. Let's work with you, help you solve problems.
Yeah. So are you bringing customers into your premises there
Absolutely.
In Guadalajara?
They bring their boards, and we do like a tech day with them and figure out how they can make their process better.
Right. Yeah, because it's easier to work with them when you've got them in your offices rather than trying to do it on their premises.
Well, and in Mexico especially, it's kind of hard to move machines around. So here you can ship it to anybody and no big deal, but crossing that border, not so simple.
Not so simple. Okay. Great. Well, always great to catch up with you, Juan.
It's a pleasure seeing you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So, but keep up the good work, keep up the progress, and we'll look forward to catching up with you at the next show.
I look forward to our next chat.
Why do something 3 times when you can do it only once? Using N1 Pass technology, BTU's new Profile Tracer is a next-generation thermal profiling tool, providing real-time data acquisition for oven optimization. It identifies inconsistencies due to temperature variables at both the product level and the heat source. Profile Tracer measures dual temperature locations as well as vibration, all in one pass, giving you time to attend the more important things in life.